Bill O'Reilly here, Friday, February 19th, 2021. You are listening to the O'Reilly Update. Here's what's happening this week in America. As you know, cold weather, snow, ice, all of that causing chaos in many states, but most particularly in Texas. At least 10 people have died, countless more stuck in their homes as frigid temperatures descend on the Lone Star State. Thermometers in Houston, San Antonio, Austin dipped to single digits for the first time in years. 4.6 million people lost power and heat in Texas, forcing some to seek refuge in their cars for warmth. Now, a major cause behind the Texas outage was frozen wind turbines. Officials with the state's main energy supplier confirmed about 50% of the entire wind operation stopped generating energy because of the cold weather, causing blackouts for 90% of customers in some places. Wind generation ranks as the second largest source of energy in the entire state of Texas, accounting for 23% of the power supply. Another source for the power outage was the region's diminished oil and gas output in order to comply with new federal regulations. Said Texas Governor Greg Abbott, who has ordered an investigation, quote, "This shows how the Green New Deal would be a deadly deal for the United States. Fossil fuel is necessary." We wish the people of Texas good fortune, and we hope the temperatures moderate this weekend as forecast. The other major story this week, the rapid decline of COVID. New infections in the country dipped 16% across the board in the last 7 days, hitting levels not seen since early October. Cases plummeting in LA, New York, San Francisco, the Midwest, Florida, and New England, almost everywhere. Hospitalizations are also down a whopping 50% in the last 30 days. Doctors believe the decline is caused by a combination of factors, including increased vaccinations, mask mandates, and a steady recovery from the holiday travel season. Scientists say the USA could be approaching herd immunity, with COVID finding fewer bodies to infect as more people are protected. During his town hall event in Milwaukee earlier this week, President Biden said the vaccine will be available to everyone by July. Coming up, the message of the day. Listeners, sound off. Right back. Looking for your next investment? Bill O'Reilly here. There are 7 reasons to look at the NRIA Real Estate Development Fund, and here they are. Monthly cash flow payouts of 10% annualized with bonuses up to 21%. They strategically choose low-risk, high-demand neighborhoods that people are moving to. Prime new construction is a sector that is short on supply and high on demand. Diversification and safety from stock market risk. They have a short and a long-term strategy for returns today and down the road. Pandemic-hardened specialty design buildings that are open and airy. If you've been sitting on the sidelines or if you want to diversify for safety and cash flow, start your due diligence at nria.net or please call 800-800-1414. That's 800-800-1414.
An offer of securities is only made by the NRIA Private Placement Memorandum. Read it first. Past performance does not guarantee future results. NRIA is a real estate development firm. Learn more at nria.net.
Time now for the O'Reilly Update message of the day. Listeners, sound off. We do this each Friday. If you would like to let me know what you're thinking, bill@BillO'Reilly.com. bill@BillO'Reilly.com. By the way, BillO'Reilly.com, that's where we do our TV presentation. So you might want to check that out. First letter comes from Dennis in Oakley, California. Here in my state, we're in the process of attempting to recall Governor Newsom. Can members of Congress be recalled? Why or why not? No. If you are a federally elected official, that's Senate, Congress people, president, if you are in that realm, federal judge, you can't be recalled because it's too cumbersome. Every state would have to vote. You can be impeached. So senators can be impeached. That kind of thing goes on. But the individual states have the right, but not all of them, to recall governors and other officials. In New York, Governor Cuomo is in a lot of trouble, but there's no recall mechanism. But Governor Newsom will be recalled, and there will be a special election this summer. Patricia, Brunswick, Maine, our youth and young adults have been indoctrinated into the secular socialist mindset through education, social media, and entertainment. We have most of an entire generation coming of age or already of age and voting in that direction. How do we confront that? Well, this has happened throughout history, Patricia. So Vietnam is the best example. You remember, if you were around in the late 60s and early 70s, almost all young Americans were anti-war and peace and love and sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Well, those same people back then who were so committed to the left, many of them now are conservative traditional Americans. That is called the maturation process. So I don't fear so much. I think there'll be a natural evolution, a balance, but you're absolutely right that the schools right now are out of control left. Gene in Knoxville, Tennessee. What about the far left radical curriculum and practices in public high schools and elementary schools? Is it going to take outrage from involved parents to speak out against this? Yes, it is. Yes, it is, Gene. You're not going to be able to control your local schools by state or federal mandates. You have to get involved on the school boards. You have to let your principals and teachers know how you feel. So I send my kids to private school because I know on Long Island, many of the public schools are out of control left. And I know the private schools are not, at least the ones that I use. Neil in Henderson, Nevada. Bill, what is your take on Vice President Harris calling foreign leaders? Is this the first sign of President Biden's inability to execute his duties? No. I mean, it's delegation. Joe Biden wants Kamala Harris to be involved so she gets to talk to the president of Albania or something like that. Not a big deal. I'm Bill O'Reilly. I approve the message by putting it together. Again, disagree? I'd like to hear from you. Bill at BillO'Reilly.com. In a moment, something you might not know. This year marks 20 years since America's darkest day, September 11, 2001, and the Tunnel to Towers Foundation has been supporting America's frontline heroes ever since. When a first responder or military service member doesn't come home and young children are left behind, Tunnel to Towers pays off the mortgage to lift the financial burden for the family and bring their families some stability. For catastrophically injured vets and first responders, Tunnel to Towers builds mortgage-free smart homes, enabling our most severely injured heroes to live more independent lives. Our nation's heroes, people who are willing to die for us, need your help. So please don't wait. Join Tunnel to Towers on their mission to do good and help those heroes. Please donate $11 a month at T2T.org. That's T2T.org. Now, the O'Reilly Update brings you something you might not know. The global COVID pandemic has brought economic devastation not seen in the USA since the Great Depression. The unemployment rate went from 3.5% in February of last year to 15% in April. The GDP, gross domestic product, dropped nearly 38% as businesses closed in all 50 states. While millions of Americans still struggle to survive economically, some businesses are making more money than ever before. Here are a few folks earning big bucks during the plague. The world's wealthiest people generating major money: Amazon founder Jeff Bezos, the car guy Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, and Bill Gates have all made combined $250 million during COVID. Their products and services like home delivery, social media, and new technologies, including e-learning software, have helped millions of Americans survive the shutdown while they prospered themselves, those guys. Next, the country's fast food chains. New data from the National Restaurant Association shows sales at McDonald's, Kentucky Fried Chicken, Taco Bell, all up double digits. Social scientists say folks still feel more comfortable purchasing food from the drive-in window than from inside a restaurant. It's no surprise a majority of adults have now gained between 5 and 15 pounds during the pandemic. And finally, America's alcohol industry. The sale of hard liquor up 60% compared to the same period last year. More adults are turning to the bottle of Coke. Most popular drinks in January, tequila, vodka, bourbon. Online purchases of spirits up 340% in the last 6 months. New York City and Texas lead the nation in daily alcohol consumption. And here's something else you might not know. You too can cash in during the epidemic. As rich residents flee cities, economists say now is the best time in a century to invest in urban real estate. Some neighborhoods in Manhattan, Los Angeles, San Francisco, and Boston are seeing prices drop 37%. Back after this. How bad is your back, knee, or neck pain? Mine was pretty bad. I played 4 sports when I was younger, and it's catching up with me now. I tried a lot of stuff to manage the pain. Ointments, pain relievers, fish oil, nothing worked. So a doctor friend of mine recommended Omega XL, and here's why. The underlying cause of painful, achy joints and muscles is inflammation. The key to knock down inflammation before it causes damage is backed by 35 years of research, and that's what Omega XL does. The doctor also says, quote, I can't write any prescription that comes close to what Omega XL accomplishes. She was right. So if you're suffering with painful, achy joints and muscles, stop wasting money and switch to Omega XL. Order Omega XL now and get a second bottle free. Visit omegaxl.com/bill, omegaxl.com/bill, or you can call 800-844-4888, 800-844-4888. Thank you for listening to the O'Reilly Update. I am Bill O'Reilly. No spin, just facts, and always looking out for you.